70% of dealership staff quit within a year, and that seems to be the new normal these days. So the question is, why is your local dealer a revolving door? Let's talk about staff turnover in car dealerships. It's brutal. Forget just blaming salespeople because it hits every single department. The question is, do you agree or disagree? Share your dealership experience below. Hit like if you want more real talk about the automotive industry.
If you're working in the car business and you're feeling burnt out, just know you're not alone. I worked in the car business for 7 years and it was good for a while, but I just got to a point where I was so burnt out from the hours and the dealership BS that I just needed to change. So I ended up quitting that job. I ended up moving to Florida and now I'm working for a vehicle service contract company. It's fully remote. I work from home now. It's a breath of fresh air. I work 40 hours a week. I can make the same, if not more, what I was making at the car dealership. And I have such a quality of life back that I haven't had in a long time. So if you're working in the car business and you're feeling like you need a change, this is your sign. There's other opportunities out there. Your skills and your knowledge of the car industry is valuable and can be leveraged at other companies out there. For those of you who have followed my journey since I was working in car sales, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your kind words, and thank you for following along. Those of you who have left hate comments, keep leaving them. It pushes me to be better, and honestly, I'm not going to let it knock me down. I've been through way worse, so keep them coming.
While scrolling for content, I came across this particular video that popped up in my feed. I'm going to allow it to play, and then we'll come right back. So this is our feature video. Take a look at this.
Hi, my name is Phil Saunders. I'm the parts manager at Thornhill Toyota. I've been here for 7 years. Initially, I started off straight out of college as a new car salesperson, did it for about 3 years or so, and ended up going into the automotive insurance industry as a claims adjuster. About another 3 years there, and then I was back at the dealership here at Thornhill Toyota, now as a parts manager. In terms of the day, I'm the early bird. I'm here about 6 a.m. to open up the store. It usually consists of just receiving all of our parts from the overnight and setting our day up for success. We wait till everyone comes in and just sell parts as much as possible for the rest of the day. As a parts manager, we quite often find ourselves buried in a lot of paperwork, a lot of reports, managing inventory. It's a big task. But that being said, having a group like mine, a team like mine, they're always there to support me, help me out with all the nitty-gritty stuff, and we just really work well together. The most rewarding part of my career probably is what I call seeing the shop or the dealership running like a fine-tuned motor. So all the parts are in place, parts literally including all the work, and just seeing everyone turning and really earning their living. If I was known for anything at the dealership, it'd probably be I'm the calm, cool, collective type. So if anyone has issues or pressing matters, they usually come to me. They know I'll hear them out and listen to them. Parts manager would benefit from working with Wayne's Canada, mainly due to their support system. Between the Toyota stores and even the other brands, we're all there to help each other out, give best practices and advice on how to become successful.
Thanks for that journey, Phil. But one note I should point out is that nobody gives a shit about the parts department. As a former parts manager, I can tell you that's profoundly true. So I went and did some digging. Sorry about this, Phil, but I found you on LinkedIn. And I deeply understand the movement. It's nothing new because I have been there. And according to Phil's LinkedIn page, he's now Assistant Fixed Operations Manager at Milton Toyota. So I deeply understand that dealership culture has no loyalty. First and foremost is reason number one. The dealership is a pressure cooker because managers push for volume. Always check your paycheck, and it depends entirely on hitting unrealistic targets month after month. There are no base salary. One slow month can actually crush you, and this constant stress burns people out fast. On to reason number two, the pay problem. Commission structures are often unclear. Take flat rate, for instance. You might work 60 hours only to see a tiny paycheck, and bonuses get changed or clawed back quite often. Service techs get paid flat rate, meaning no car, no pay. When wages feel unfair or unpredictable, people leave.
Hardest job in a car dealership is not car mechanic. It's not general manager. It's not car salesman. The hardest job in a car dealership by far is a service advisor. I actually did the job for a while. I got fired from my position actually at this dealership. Whole different story. But I just witnessed one of my service advisors multiple days in a row get completely annihilated by different customers for things that were out of his control. He handled it so nice. I heard the customers yelling at him. He had nothing to do with it. And it made me realize and remember how tough it was to work as a service advisor. You just get completely annihilated. Now, car mechanics, yes, you have the hardest physically demanding job. But when people are being hardest job in a car dealership is not car.
Reason number 3 is that your job changed. Sales used to be about cars. Now you're a finance expert, a tech guru, and a delivery specialist. Service advisors, they juggle diagnostics, customer demand, and part delays. And the role got harder without better support or even better pay. People just feel set up to fail. Reason number 4 is the customer battles. Buyers walk in armed with online research and distrust, and they often see you as the enemy trying to rip them off. Handling constant conflict wears you down. Service faces similar anger over wait times or even the cost, and it grinds down moral. And it grinds your moral down daily.
All you need is a heartbeat and a pulse to sell cars. It's the easiest job in the world. Anybody can do it. At the end of the day, these customers are studied, know what they want, have done their research more than you have. Actually, they probably know more about the car than you know while you're doing a demo. And if it's fairly priced and in good condition, they will buy the car. But the real name of the game is commission. Not everybody can make commission while selling a car. I've seen guys in the business that sell 15, 20 cars a month and cannot even put commission up on deals, and it'll dry them out and get them to leave the dealership. So commission is the name of the game. And I'll put money on it that half the guys in the comments to say, all you need is a heartbeat and a pulse to sell cars. Probably can sell cars, but cannot put up commission while selling cars. Because if you spend all these hours at a dealership, selling 50, 20, 25 cars a month, and you're not putting up commissions, it doesn't benefit you being at the dealership that many hours. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I've had a couple of guys come up to me that have been in the business for 2 or 3 months, young guys that have sold a lot of cars, but they're frustrated because they can't make commissions on their deals.
And reason number 5 is there is a management gap. Old school tactics still dominate. Micromanagement is actually often common. Just watch Joe Blow doing what he does. Little focus on real skills or career growth. And poor leaders often blame staff for problems that they actually created. Good people won't tolerate bad bosses. People don't leave jobs, they leave bad bosses. The fix? It's possible. Start off with pay transparency, clear, fair pay plans, better base wages. Then there is real support, modern tools, consistent training, tech help. Importantly, there must be respect. Treat staff like professionals. Ditch the constant pressure tactics. Then each staff should have a career path. Show how roles can grow. You have to invest in people. Dealerships clinging to the past will keep losing staff. You either adopt or you're going to keep hiring.
Of a dealership are always so scammy, from the service to the sales to the F&I. Just the whole operations of the dealership tries to rip you off every single way. And I'm not saying all of them, but 99.9% of them, generally speaking, try to get as much money as they can in any opportunity. And that's the problem. I get so many comments, even people that are in the industry 40 years. I've been selling cars for 30 years, they say. They're like, my days are numbered. I am getting to the point where I'm done. I've never seen it this bad. Profits down. So the only way they can actually sell these vehicles is completely getting rid of any sort of dealer profit, which is how it was before. You didn't make money on new cars. Every dealership lost money on new cars. And if anything, you'd make money on service and everything. But they got so greedy, and obviously the F&I box is where they made money. But during 2020, 2021, they got used to making all this money on the front gross end profit, and now they're really biting them because now, one, all these customers are upside down, and you're just screwing your own customer base.
Yeah, Ford comes to mind when he mentioned that they actually started price gouging. Ford dealerships, as a matter of fact, not Ford Motor Company. And other dealerships started doing it. Quite a number of used car dealerships, they milked it during the pandemic era.
Did it to themselves. And the customers are just not going to go back to these dealerships. But at the end of the day, every dealership's affected, even if you don't have markups, because customers are done paying these crazy prices from the manufacturer itself. And there's always so much the dealership can discount, and you still have the ones that aren't. So it's just a crazy mess that's going on. But let me know what you think. Are you interested in becoming a car salesman? How is it? Are you thinking about buying a car right now? Would you buy a car with these prices? Most people say no way in the world, because you can get the same vehicle basically just 3 years ago, 4 years ago was 50% less. It's insane how much the prices have been increased, and you're not getting much more value. And so obviously people are not buying as many cars, and now you have the sales staff really struggling. It is what it is, but it's quite unfortunate. Let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.
Yeah, because one of the fundamental problem in North America here is that dealerships are sales centric. They don't really care much about fixed operations, which back in the days we used to call it after sales service, where parts and service are dependent on running the dealership. And then selling cars was just a bonus. So parts and service will take care of the complete operations of the business, pay the bills, cover all the expenses, and ensure that everything is running as smooth as possible. And that's where you actually have customer retention and customer service management in place in order to make everyone happy.
So most people do not know this, but when you give your 2 weeks notice at a dealership, it's very different than almost any other job out there. See, most jobs, when you put your 2 weeks notice in, they say, okay, 2 weeks from today's date, we're going to say goodbye. But in the dealership, there's things that can happen that are very different. The first one is what happens most of the time. A salesperson will give their 2 weeks notice, and the dealership will say, that's great, you can pack your things today and goodbye. Because they don't want to take food out of the mouths of the other salespeople that are there. And ultimately, if you're leaving, you're not really providing too much to them anyway, other than trying to make a couple bucks as you're on your way out. Now, the second option is the dealership will say, okay, thank you for giving us your 2 weeks. Now, depending on the amount of time that you really have, if you need not that entire 2 weeks, you're certainly welcome to stay here. You can sell anything that you want while you're here. And then you just let us know what time is best for you to really move on. And that's okay too. Now, that's the case in dealerships that really care about their employees. And that's the situation that I'm in right now. I'm going to be relocating to a different part of Pennsylvania. And that was the conversation that we had to have with management very recently. And that was the outcome to it. Now, it really depends on the dealership that you're at. There are dealerships that really care about their employees and want to make sure that they're in a good space, whether they're working at their store.
Another part of the problem is that most today's dealerships are being run by people who actually have no experience in dealership management. So a lot of the general managers and the managing directors, they came up through the sales department and not knowing exactly the total operation of a business, and not knowing exactly the total operations of dealership management. And this is where we're actually losing. So high staff turnover isn't luck. It's caused by outdated system, poor pay, and bad culture. Can dealers fix this? In my estimation, they're too far gone. And it's going to take a very long time. Drop your comments below. Remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and I will catch you in the next episode.